Hello, I'm here to convince you that World of Warcraft is a better video game than Runescape. And the way that I plan on doing that is simply just by stating facts. So first off, the type of video game that they're considered is MMORPG, which stands for Massive Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. So the whole premise behind that is that it's a fantasy style game where you're kind of in a time era that is uncertain, but there are different types of characters that you could play as, like somebody who does magic, or a warrior that fights with hand weapons, or even like a warlock, or um, a priest. Like there's a bunch of different classes that you can play at on World of Warcraft, whereas in RuneScape, you can every player has the same skills to level up, so there's not really much to set you apart from other players other than what you decide to level up differently than other players. Whereas in World of Warcraft, it's a lot different because you can be a whole different class than another player. Um, but besides the fact that you can be way different from your friends or people that you don't know, some other benefits or advantages of World of Warcraft over RuneScape would be the fact that the questing in the game, because that's what a lot of players spend most of their time doing to achieve max level, is a lot more interesting and immersive in the sense that it's not just telling a story, it's involving you in the story, and also sometimes you get to pick which way the story goes in World of Warcraft, which is not a thing in RuneScape. Also, another advantage is the graphics in World of Warcraft are way more desirable to look at, and that's an important thing because when somebody plays an MMORPG, usually they're online for at least a couple hours at a time, and so if you're going to be looking at the same thing for that amount of time, it's better that it be better to look at than RuneScape's graphics. Um, Aside from questing and graphics, the gameplay in World of Warcraft is much smoother because there's never really as much lag as there is in RuneScape, which is basically um, slowness or like non-smoothness in the gameplay. Um, then there's an aspect of World of Warcraft called dungeoning or raiding, which is team-based activities where you run through a dungeon or a raid, and the dungeons and raids in World of Warcraft are better than in RuneScape because they involve more advanced mechanics. The bosses are harder to fight, and the team composition that you put together with your team is a lot more important in World of Warcraft, whereas in RuneScape, there really is no team composition since everybody is pretty much the same thing doing the same thing. And then one of the one of the last most important things about how World of Warcraft is better than RuneScape is a term that is called lore. And basically, what lore is it's the whole backstory behind the game, um, whether it's the history and how this person got to where he is, and for everybody in the game. So that, basically everybody has a backstory. There's a lot more history involved, and things can, if you wanted to know something, you can look it up, and things can easily be explained either on the internet or watching videos, whereas in RuneScape, there's kind of no backstory. It's kind of just it is what it is, and people accept that and play forward. Whereas in World of Warcraft, the lore is an important aspect of it because in order to fully get everything out of the game that you possibly can, one of the big parts of that is understanding the lore, and it's something that's very interesting to a lot of players.